Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my life. My name is Dr. Desi Cosmos, ACN Academy CEO. And today we are moving on in our series. And today we're going to be looking at your qualification as a doctor of optometry, as an optometry degree holder in your country. Now, just to set the record straight, everything that we're discussing is to help you become fully qualified in the United Kingdom with clarity and with confidence. Uh, if you're here on the live or you're watching on the replay, I want you to put hashtag replay, hashtag live. And I'd like to remind you that throughout this period up until the 24th, the person that is the optometrist that is the most engaged and meets all other criterias will leave with a prize. And that prize will be very helpful for where you are right now in your qualification journey. Right. So I am just going to, how do you share? I'm just gonna, right, let me just make sure that this is live on all platforms. We're definitely live. All right, cool. And then I'm gonna just share this into a group. Just does my head in when it doesn't allow me to. Right. So once you're live right now, I want you to let me know where you're watching from. Yeah, let me know where you're watching from. Are you watching from which country you're watching from, and on which platform you're watching from? I'm just going through and making sure that we are live on all the channels. Let me just check that. Live, where is the live? Your channel. Okay, good. We're live. Excellent. Excellent. Beautiful, beautiful. Watching from. I'm just going through and making. Awesome, awesome. Once you come online right now, I'd like you to just like the stream and I'd like you to share, okay? And I would encourage you to comment, like, and put on your notification bell. And if you're really keen in qualifying in the UK and you want to be one of our win one of the prizes, you really want to follow on TikTok. TikTok is a big one. Every afternoon, I love going live there and I love taking your questions and all. And we'll be doing just the same here today. Good. So I know many of us may not comprehend the topic for today, but there is a reason for which I'm sharing the topic that we have today, and it's you are highly qualified. So why are you starting from zero? Okay. Now, so many international optometrists that have either started going through the process or are in the UK presently, they seem quite invisible, yes, in the UK system. And I would say, actually, thank you so much for coming in live. Let me know who you are, where you're watching from. And remember, if you have any questions regarding UK qualifications, you should drop it in the comments below. If you have not registered for the masterclass coming the 24th of July, it's a free masterclass. I'm going to be walking you through all the facets of UK qualification as pertains to right now, as it pertains to July 2025, how you can fast track your journey and become UK qualified. Okay, so that is exactly what we'll be covering in the masterclass. And all these lives are to open up your mind and to even let some of you know that you're not alone in the way you think. You know, some of you may be thinking, I'm highly qualified. I really thought I knew what I was doing. I have been, I've been so helpful in my country, so impactful working in the hospital, even doing minor, very minor anterior sex surgeries, working with surgeons. I have my own clinic that, I run two clinics. And then when you come into the UK pathways, like, oh my God, what's going on? Do I really know anything at all? And I want to tell you that you are definitely not alone. You're not starting from zero, actually. You are starting from that place where you are. It's just that you're transitioning into a new, like a new system. It is optometry, yes, it is still lens one, lens two, but you are transitioning into a new system, and that's why it feels like you are starting from zero. And I want to say that even when I started my qualification journey, I felt like I literally, at a time, like now I'm really bold and I can answer, I'm very bold with who I am and my qualifications as a doctor of optometry from Imo State University. But at that time, when I started, I was like, oh my God, I'm just going to pocket that. I ain't going to even talk about I'm not going to talk about my degree. I don't, I don't shout it on the rooftop, because for me, it was like I needed to start from zero in a way. Okay. Now, I know that when I came into the UK and I got started in this process, I called one of my colleagues. One thing, he asked me one or two questions. And he asked me some questions about pediatrics, and I'm honestly speaking, I was waffling. And he said, you see what I mean, you need to go back to uni and study optometry all over again. I know, for him, for one, I know another of my senior colleagues in Imo State University came to the UK and did the whole qualification, went to university, started from year one and did it all again. But I'm here in ACN Academy telling you, you do not need to do that. Actually, if you are a qualified optometrist in your country, you finish the process, you are fully qualified, you've got the license backing of your country, and you are seeing patients in your country, you can transition into United Kingdom to practice optometry. Now, why thank you so much for coming in. Let me know who you are, what's your name, where you're watching from, and if you have any questions, drop it. Right now I'm just going to be covering why it seems like the UK systems is overlooking your qualification, what to do to be seen, valued, and respected, and how to move forward with confidence. um you know that is definitely what we're going to be covering right now. I'm just looking at, just want to make sure that this link has gone out. Right. So now, one thing you must understand is that the UK is much higher, I would say, than, well, I'll talk about my country and most international communities. As of present, the UK system values their own um, qualified optometrists higher than all other countries except for Switzerland. And so if you have qualified in a country other than UK or Switzerland, they say you have to go through the same process that a graduate from the universities here has to go through. And when you look at the detail that needs to be covered in order to qualify as a UK optometrist, which I'll be going through all that in a masterclass. So you want to ensure that you register. If you need the link for the registration, you just need to comment fast track, and then I will send that over to you. Now, the reason for that is that the way I'm actually practicing in the UK right now, I've been practicing for close to 10 years. And I know that the detail that goes into a simple thing as prescribing a pair of glasses to a child, so someone has had a sight test somewhere else and they've brought in the prescription for, the optical assistants, as it would say, to prescribe glasses to them. There are so many things that are involved. I mean, the bow angle is measured, the height above the center is measured, the monocular PD is taken into account, the pantoscopic angle is taken into account. There are so many things that goes into dispensing um, for a child that is getting glasses that most of us in our international communities do not really take into consideration. Literally, where I qualified in Nigeria, if somebody comes to me with their pair of glasses like this, they can give me their glasses. I'll put it on the fosimeter, and then I will go ahead and get them a pair of glasses. But in the United Kingdom, there are a lot of precepts that need to be followed. The sight test has to be in date. It has to be done by and signed by a registered colleague. It has to be such that everyone understands. And that's why most times when we come into the system, it seems as if you are starting from zero, but actually not so. So I'm saying this to say that we just need to shift our mindset rather than being flustered and overwhelmed with, the process of qualification. Rather than being flustered and overwhelmed when you go to the GOC website and you see all the things that need to be done, whilst I was on TikTok, I said, and one, a lovely international optometrist could agree with me. I remember going into the website when I wanted to qualify and I saw things like contact lens aftercare. I mean, I do contact lenses. I see my patients. I do the fitting. I do, the after appointments and take care of them throughout their qualification. Sorry, their contact lens journey while they want to use my services, but I didn't understand what an aftercare meant. It's not like we don't do the aftercare, but it's all about the language, how it is done. What does it really mean? And I remember putting on Google contact lens aftercare, and I didn't get no answers. There was nothing on Google to say. And that's why, obviously, after going through the rigor of qualifying as an international optometrist here in the UK in 2015, I said I do not want anyone, any optometrist that wants to come into the UK to go through the hassle and the buckle that I had to go through alongside my colleagues at the time to qualify in the United Kingdom, because we were scouting here and there and looking for information. So yes, we knew we were starting from zero in a way. We were not determined to we I had vowed that I ain't going back to university. Like, I'm a doctor of optometry. There's so many things I've done whilst I was in Nigeria. I have mentored so many interns, like those that finished from school. I was working in the hospital. I was part lecturing for the nurses, the ophthalmic nurses. I ain't going back to school, but I needed to know the ropes. And that is exactly what I'm going to be showing you in a masterclass that is coming up on the 24th of July, 8 p.m. I just want to see if there's any question here. Okay, so hello. Thank you for coming in. Raja, thank you for coming in. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask. If you registered for the masterclass, I want to just give me a thumbs up. If Raja, have you registered for the masterclass? Just give me a thumbs up. And if you've registered, so I want to know, have you registered for that masterclass? I want to see your hands up. Now, if you have any questions, just ask. Yes, and yes, let me know. If any questions, I'm just going to check right now. Any questions before we wrap it up today? Now, number one, I want you to shift your mindset and know that actually you're not starting from zero. But number two, I want you to start your studies. Oh, thank you. Awesome. I want you to start your prep as if you are starting from zero. Literally, awesome. Literally, you have to go back to your anatomy, go back to your physiology, go back to your physiopathology, revisit basic principles, whilst you are still thinking about writing your IELTS. Now, another question I want to ask here is, where are you at? So where are you at in this qualification journey? Have you done your IELTS? Is it booked? Raja, is it booked? Let me know. Let me know. I want to know. But once you have the thought, I'm thinking of qualifying in the UK, the first thing you want to do is to go back and start looking at your basic optics, because the GOC interview, which I'm going to be going in much detail in the masterclass, is not for no take the word from me, no surface level international optometrist goes into the GOC interview and gets a proceed to pre-reg. No surface level. Anyone that has gone in there and gotten a proceed to pre-reg has gone and done the groundwork. So they've dug out their, I was applying for QC when I entered Union, and they don't respond to QC. All right, so I'm going to be asking you a question about that, Raja. I quite understand what is going on there. I'm going to talk to you once I finish this. Yeah. So the GOC interview is not, something for surface level optometrists. Now, I have been opportune to mentor optometrists that are well read in their country, some of them working side by side with surgeons in their countries, doing cataracts, glaucoma surgeries, you name it. But so when it comes to that streamlined aspect of optometry, yes, they in somewhat way are okay. But when it comes to the very vast nature of the other part of optometry, no, a lot of work. um some of them actually say this is like I'm back to uni. It's like I'm now back into the classroom. Oh, I didn't know that this is the depth that we have to go through. But all of them that have gone through the system, follow the blueprint and the step guide that we lay out for our clients in the academy, have come out with a proceed to pre-reg step one. Because the one thing you don't know, which I'm going to be talking about in deep detail on Monday's live, is proceed to pre-reg is just the beginning of the journey. However, to get to proceed to pre-reg, that's a big thumbs up. We celebrate, and we're still basking and celebrating in our colleague from Nigeria that has been in the academy and just got her proceed to pre-reg, took the interview on Monday, and on Tuesday they couldn't but wait to send her that letter. Clean sheet, proceed to pre-reg, no training competencies of any sort. Amazing result, like 100% move on. And I am so sure without a shadow of doubt that she will so thrive in the United Kingdom, because she's already ready. She knows what applies, because she's been able to follow the step-by-step guide we give, go through all the tutorials and all the mocks and everything that we do to get candidates ready. And she's going to be an asset to whichever practice takes her on as their pre-reg. All right. So let me just answer this question. If we don't have any questions, we're wrapping up in a minute. So now, Raja, what you need to do, because the QC, the company that the GOC is using for the qualification check, for those of us that don't know what that is, qualification check is a stage that you need to go through to make sure that all your documents, not all your documents, sorry, that all your certificates, your degree certificates are authentic and is as you have submitted. Now, this is a new third party body that they're using, and they are, as people are coming in, going through the system. Then they continue to update their database. And so if you are the first person in your university that is doing the QC, it will say you will not be able to find your institution in the drop down. What you need to do is to send an email on the website. There is an email. You check for the contact us, fill the form, say that you are an optometrist from Pakistan and you are going through the GOC process to qualify as an optometrist in the UK. You are trying to do your QC, but your institution is not in the drop down. You write the name of your institution, give some basic details of your institution, and send it to them. I want to believe that if you check that website, hopefully they should have a sort of a form or a portal where you can actually fill in your institution information. But if they don't have, because I know the earlier optoms that I've worked with, what we had to do with them is they had to fill in, just send an email with these details, and they added them, and they did their QC and then. And just something about QC, make sure you are not doing QC before your pre-assessment. These are things that I'm going to go in detail, but just while you're here, those of you that are live, yeah, do not do your QC before making contact with the GOC, because when the GOC send back your documents, everything and the code you need for your QC would be in those documents. And once you send it to QC, the GOC get it. Unless if you do it outside that, you're going to have to upload manually and it can take time. Okay, good. I hope Raja, is that clear? Was that helpful for you, Raja? Raja, was that clear for you? Now, just to right, great stuff. Amazing. Now, just to also put things into perspective, as of today, things are changing in September 2026. But as of today, if you are qualified outside Switzerland and the United Kingdom, when you finish your, and you get to that interview phase and you've passed your interview, um, the next big thing would be to receive a letter, and they will say you need to go through our scheme of registration. However, the letter will state, in fact, I think during the masterclass, I'm going to show you the letter and how, for the, yeah, I'll show you the letter and how it presents so that you have a visual, what your eyes can see, manifestation. My God. Yeah, the mindset. You need to see the letter that you are praying that you receive after your interview. Okay. So when you receive that letter, it will say that they have gone through your training and they have seen that it does not meet UK standards. And so you need to go through the scheme of pre-registration. Now, a lot of my candidates, usually when their result comes out, they're looking at this thing and they're like, I can't, doc, I've got my, and they call and say, I've got my I've got the letter, my result is out, but I can't understand it. Could you please interpret it? And I'm looking. I'm like, all right, girl, just start lying down, start worshiping the Lord, because you have proceeded to pre-reg. The point is, they don't write proceed to pre-reg in there. What you will see, and it's really shocking, isn't it? After taking the interview and you're really expecting a good outcome, you expect to see, oh, congratulations, you have passed, now begin to, no. What you will see there is that after going through your documentation and your intro, we have seen that your training is not up to the UK standard, and so you need to proceed to you get what I mean, sort of thing. So yes, it may seem that you're starting from zero, okay, but not really, because what they're saying to you, even in that letter, is, okay, your country standards are not UK standards. We know that you need to adapt to UK practice. And so we have 12 months where you will be in clinic, and then you will be going through sections of exams. But I don't want to confuse you. Don't worry. If we pick it out like this, it becomes a bit confusing. But that is another reason for which a lot of optometrists feel like they are starting from zero. Now, another major reason is this: you can actually present your qualification as if you are starting from zero if you haven't given a good representation of your experience in the application form. Oh, yeah. If you don't fill that application form pretty well, if you're not well schooled and ready for the GOC interview, you're going to go in there and it's like, I mean, usually for all the mock interviews I've done, both those that are in our accelerator program, those that are in our bootcamp program, those that book mock interview bundle, or even those that book just one mock interview, like our, we've got our starter pack that guides you through the application form, and you get your study guide and all, and they have access to one mock interview with myself. For everyone coming into that is just starting, I mean the starters, literally I'm asking questions after questions after questions after questions, and if I've asked 100% questions, I'm getting 10% response, and at that point they all begin to feel, oh my god, I'm really starting from zero. No, 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 not really. It's all about modifying and restructuring your own practice and your own experience to match what is expected by the UK assessors in order to proceed with your UK qualification dream. Okay, so now, if you have been thinking, oh my God, what's this application form all about? Am I really starting from zero? What did they really teach us in school? Was it really worth it doing optometry in Nigeria, in Gambia, in Zambia, in Pakistan, in India? Yes, it was worth it. It was worth it because that is your stepping stone. Okay. And without it, you can't even become an optometrist this way without going back to uni and spending not less than, like, as an international student to study optometry in the UK, you will be spending not less than £40,000 in university tuition fees. We're not talking accommodation, housing, and all that. So it is it is a good thing that you've qualified in your country before you're now looking at UK qualification. All right, okay. Great stuff. Thank you so much, all of you that have come out, those of you that have commented. Please go ahead and um look, what do they say? Like, follow the page, like the page, put on your notification bell. If you're not subscribed to our channel, go ahead and subscribe. And literally, I'm very, very transparent of what I'm doing. And I mean it when I'm saying I'm giving out prizes and all. And those prizes are particular. If you really want to be part of those that will get any of the prizes that we're giving out, whether it be a free review of your application form, whether it be the free study guide or a free one-to-one with me in the academy, you want to make sure that you follow us on our TikTok page, okay? And it will be hopefully ACN Academy. Search for Adeze Cosmos, follow the page and come live. Once we're live on TikTok, it's really important. You come, you ask your questions, be very active, and for yeah, it's all about activity across the border, and then hopefully you'll be able to you may be one of those that will get one of those wonderful prizes that will take your qualification journey to the next level. All right, so do we have any questions at all? Any questions at all? All right, so awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today. I want to say that on Monday, 8 p.m. as well, and in the afternoon, I'm not sure the time, but we'll be live on TikTok. And on that day, I'm really going to be telling you, I'm pulling back the curtains about the integrity things that happen in the UK when it comes to UK qualification, your conversions, things that you don't know. I'm going to be opening up your eyes to some obstacles that I know that some people are facing, and you want to know those obstacles because you want to avoid, you want to arrange your journey so that it's smooth, with clarity, with confidence, no obstacles, just making progress each step of the way. I want to say, have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Saturday and Sunday, I will be going on TikTok. I'll be answering questions. I know somebody has asked question about filling the application form. Um, if you have any questions, you want to bring your application form on Sunday. I am going to be live on TikTok for a very long time, and it's your time. It's free coaching for you. All you need to do is obviously you're going to have to be active on TikTok, and then you could even get your form reviewed on that particular this Sunday. So don't want to miss that live stream. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. I can see no one has questions. Thank you so much, Chinonso Raja. Thank you for coming in. Chisum, I think you're the one that asked the question about the form. So if you want to know anything about your form, you want to come on the live on TikTok on Sunday. Thank you so much, everyone. I will do my best to share it. But if you want to be notified about when I go live on TikTok, if you want to get the TikTok account, I want you to just put TikTok in the comments below. Oh no, don't put TikTok, because we don't want to annoy Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube. Just say tick. Just put tick. Just put tick in the comments below, and I'll make sure that once I'm live on TikTok, I will send you out the link. You can join. Come with your form, come with your questions, whatever stage you are at, come and let's trash it out. Okay? It's a free session, free coaching. You want to know anything, you want to come on that session on Sunday. All right. Thank you so much for coming in right now. All the best, everyone. And I'll see you on Sunday or on Monday evening, 8 p.m. Thank you. Bye now.